A lot of people underestimate the good things that can come out of being in a narcissistic relationship. Of course, if you live with a narcissist your whole life or most of your life, then it's hard to see how that can be good because you would have basically sacrificed your life for another person, or at least that's how it might feel. But if you've experienced a narcissistic relationship for some time, but not your whole life, not something that you dedicated most of your life to, then it's easy to underestimate the potential that the experience has to help you grow into a stronger person with a clearer vision of what you want for your life and your future. First of all, being in that kind of setting, that relationship, it really does put you through the most challenging of trials, and you would have been through emotionally very dark places, emotionally very challenging places, very confused places. And the fact that you managed to work your way out of that whole dilemma, that whole situation that is like an imprisonment. The fact that you managed to come out of that in one piece, it basically makes so many other challenges that you might experience in your life minor by comparison. I don't think it's wrong to say that living with a narcissist and getting over the person once you've departed the relationship and kind of getting your head back in a healthy place is probably one of the most challenging things you'll experience in your life. And once you've done that, you have like this additional mental toolkit to face challenges. You not just facing challenges, but you'll also be able to understand people better. You'll understand the different personalities that you deal with on a regular basis. But when you do face challenges, you have a stronger resistance. You have a more flourishing wherewithal just to go with things and just to kind of keep your cool in certain situations, which maybe in your past you would have found difficult. So it's really important to know how narcissistic relationships, they do educate you, they harden you up, and importantly, they give you a clearer view of what you want for your future, especially when it comes to people that you want in your life. If you do have narcissists in your life, you'll realize you'll want any interactions with them to be very superficial. And the meaningful relationships that you want to have those with healthy people. And you won't try to have a healthy relationship with a narcissist or another toxic person because you know that that's not possible. It takes two to tango. And if you try to force a toxic person to have a healthy relationship with you, it's you're barking up the wrong tree. It's just not going to happen. But once you've been through that and you've educated yourself and you have a clear understanding of what happened and you've come out the other end, then you're in a good position to just seek out the kind of the people that you want to have in your life, vetting out those that are toxic. So it's so many things, and you basically come with more experience, more life experience. It's very rich, enriching, more wisdom, more clarity and things that you want, and also clarity of things that you don't want, so you can then kind of make plans and form certain desires of things you want going forwards that maybe you wouldn't have had you not had the narcissistic relationship. So I'm not saying that, oh, we should be grateful for the narcissists in our lives, but if you've had toxic people like narcissists in your lives, you can't change the past. You can't change the fact that you went through a lot of trauma, a lot of dark days with those people. And hopefully, if you're educating yourself on the topic, it means that you did come out the other end in one piece, hopefully well and healthy. But all you can do now is just focus going forwards and think, okay, there's a lot I can take away from that. And just taking one day at a time, don't, stop beating yourself up about the past, but accept it for what it was. And especially accept that there's a lot of good things that can come from that experience. And then you realize that you're you're in a much better position to live a fulfilling life, to live a life that you consider is worth living. It's just that clarity really does help, and that wisdom really does help. It's just Obviously, it's key that you keep your ex out of the picture, because otherwise the trauma bond can come back and you can feel the toxic presence kind of overwhelming you again. But as long as you keep them at bay and focus on yourself, you'll realize that you have new potential now that you didn't always have. So narcissistic relationships, assuming you do manage to get away and kind of focus on yourself, you do have this renewed sense of self and increased potential of the things that you can actually do with your life. So that's what you should focus on going forwards. And that should be the legacy of the narcissistic relationship for you. It shouldn't be something that you obsess about and be bitter about looking backwards, but instead it should be something that you accept it for what it was. If you have an occasional moment of anger, that's fine, but don't be enveloped by that feeling, but instead lean more in the direction of, what can I make of it now? And then you'll realize that you can make so much of it.